Tonight on NFL Turning Point, a winter wonderland in Philly.
He's got it. How did he see it?
We got to tackle through the ground. You got me? Through the ground, defense.
Greg Schiano and John Harbaugh mic'd up.
Let's finish this thing when it counts the most.
The hardest practice we ever had. It's more competitive than this game gonna be.
And the Niners stifle the Seahawks.
Talking. That's just what they do.
Hello again, I'm Dan Patrick, and welcome to NFL Turning Point, presented by Chevrolet. 2 7-5 teams, the second and third best offenses in the league, the NFC's top rusher and top receiver. But when the Lions face the Eagles in Week 14, it would be Mother Nature who stole the show.
Our weather report was it wasn't going to snow till halftime. It didn't turn out very well.
This is unreal, man. This is what it's all about. Oh, man, this is crazy.
We were expecting the possibility of weather, but, even waking up this morning, coming here today, nobody was predicting 6 inches of snow or whatever we had during the game.
This was a struggle not just between two teams, but between two teams and the elements. And though players tried to overcome the storm, it usually ended up back in their faces.
Calvin Johnson looks like the big bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Early on, the Lions showed they could move the ball. But in this weather, the trick would be hanging on to it.
Hey, you know what's going to happen? Stafford's going to drop the ball back there. We got to come up.
The most fumbles Matthew Stafford had in any previous season was 6. In the first half alone, he fumbled 4 times.
He's not used to this. They play in a dome. He's struggling to handle this early on.
You don't want to have them, but in a storm like that early on in the game, you might have some, but we got to do a better job of holding on to it.
The Lions recovered all 4 of Stafford's first half fumbles. But when running back Joyke Bell fumbled twice in the red zone, it was the Eagles who came up with both.
They move it, but they beat themselves.
In that first quarter, it was really hard to tell who was who had the ball, when they ran the ball, because the snow was coming down so hard. Right. The ball was on the ground, and nobody even could see where it was.
Hey, what you looking for, Phil?
Hey, the ref came in like,
What you looking for?
I didn't see a thing. That's what the ref came in and said. Hey, what do you got? I didn't see a thing.
Nick Foles fumbled once as well. But the real problem for the Eagles' up-tempo offense was one of vision.
The Eagles don't have the play call going to the helmet of Nick Foles. They use hand signals and cards on the sideline. How can you see that? That's clearly, I think, slowing them down here. I mean, trying to get the signals, it's not easy to see.
You're seeing a lot of white. You're seeing a lot of, snow coming down.
As the snow kept falling, Foles' passes started rising. Eventually, he did something he hadn't done in his previous 237 pass attempts.
Picked up by the Lions. Coming back the other way, Chris Houston left sideline. Last interception thrown by Foles was on December 23rd of last year.
Any mistake Nick makes is kind of surprising, but I understand what happened. The ball kind of sailed you. Obviously, it's a weather deal.
You can't say the weather didn't affect it. Look at that ball sail.
When I was making throws, I couldn't really zip them, because if you zip them in that weather, it's hard to see the ball. Trying to give my receiver opportunity, left it a little high. If you let, on any level, one interception defeat you, you can't play this game.
The interception put the Lions deep in Eagles territory. This time, Bell hung on and went in.
Lions, I think, go for two. I mean, they're going to kick it.
The problem is the snow's so deep, I don't know that you can put the football down to get a foot on.
Going for two was the right decision. The Lions found that out later in the game when they lined up for an extra point.
The kick is blocked. It's blocked.
They attempted one, and you saw what happened on that. The ball was coming out at such a low trajectory it's very, very difficult to get the footing, and it was probably just, we thought, maybe a recipe for disaster. So, it was going to be a non-kicking game from that standpoint.
As it was, the Lions' two-point try was good. And neither team would score any points from kicks. The first such game in 56 years.
Yeah! Way to go! I'm calling plays late. That's fine. We're good. Like I'm at the park. Yeah, we're fine.
This was no day at the park for Chip Kelly and his offense. On one play, he put Deshaun Jackson in the backfield, but the Eagles' skill players struggled to stretch the field horizontally.
Jackson's in trouble, and he loses big.
The more you went lateral, if it got strung out, the footing was so bad that we may not get it. This wasn't going to be a day where we were going to get to the perimeter.
Hey, here we go.
That spelled trouble for running back LaShawn McCoy. His inability to bounce it outside left the Eagles' ground game stuck in the snow.
This completely takes the Philadelphia Eagles out of that seacoast offense, as Chip Kelly has dubbed it. That side to side, east and west will not work in this game.
LaShawn is a very talented back, can do some different things, but if you started going east and west, you're going to continue to go east and west because you couldn't stick your foot in the ground and make that hard cut.
Normal footing and traction that we get from the stopping and cutting, some of them I couldn't really plant like I usually play on the dime.
In the third quarter, a 6-yard loss by McCoy left the Eagles pinned deep inside their territory, and it forced them to punt to Jeremy Ross.
Ross under it, makes the catch, makes a couple of men miss, gets to the left sideline. There he goes, midfield in Eagle territory with blockers, cutting back towards the middle. He's going to go!
It was a real difficult game from a return standpoint because it was almost like you outkicked your coverage.
At the moment the sure-footed Ross caught the ball, he had plenty of space to work against an Eagles punt team that had to slog upfield in the snow and then react to his run.
You got guys coming down, covering, and they're unsure of their footing. Ross made 2 guys miss, and then he was off to the races. The Lions get 2 scores up in this weather. That is huge.
And making a snow angel in the end zone. Why not?
Hey, Merry Christmas, baby.
Oh!
Later, John Harbaugh wired for an epic finish.
Yes!
But up next, LaShawn McCoy finds his footing.
Lady McCoy up the middle.
Inclement weather had turned the vivacious Eagles offense uncharacteristically conservative. Philadelphia had crossed midfield just once. But with Detroit stacking the box, Chip Kelly saw the opportunity for big plays down the field.
When you came out in the second half, you were wondering what the weather's going to be like. It seemed like it calmed down a little bit. Our receivers felt like they could get open. It was just whether we could actually catch the snap and throw it to them.
Out of the shotgun, it's Foles. Turns, fakes the give to McCoy, wants to throw with time, loads up and throws deep. He's got Riley Cooper out there, and he makes the catch. Cooper slides down inside the 20-yard line.
If you have an opportunity to either throw a post or throw a corner route, this is what you got to do just because of the footing. The defensive guy can't make up speed if the guy makes a stick move.
Wind, snow blowing it around, but he adjusted to it and made the catch.
It was almost like that kind of got us going. We got our confidence back a little bit, and then we got rolling there.
Foles on first down. Fakes to McCoy. He rolls. He looks. He is firing for the end zone. Caught! Jackson!
That kind of game, it's like playing in the backyard when you're a kid. You just got to make plays. I saw Riley coming across. Saw Deshaun back in the end zone. And I knew that I just needed to throw it in their area and give them a chance.
I thought the ball was intended for Riley Cooper, but in the back of the end zone, we've got Deshaun Jackson coming up with the touchdown.
4:05 remaining in the third quarter, and the Eagles are back in this game.
They are starting to change things up a little bit on us. They have to.
If we can beat them inside, they're not moving real fast.
The Eagles' aerial success opened things up for their downhill rushing attack in the fourth quarter.
You kind of learn throughout the course of the game exactly how to get your footing in that kind of weather. The wide plays were kind of harder to get your footing on, but we're having to take wider passes, things like that. We had to really adjust and run the ball where the linemen could keep their feet up underneath them.
Cole gives it off to McCoy. He's got running room. Steps over a man. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. 10, 5. Touchdown! Shady McCoy!
We took some shots deep. That kind of set them back a little bit.
Philadelphia took advantage of tentative play by the Lions linebackers. Strictly lateral movement gave the offensive line time to double the defensive tackles before redirecting to the second level to secure blocks on the leaden linebackers.
Boy, but that offensive line did one heck of a job clearing space there for Shady McCoy.
I actually like the run between the tackles. It gives me so much different leverage. Don't want to go up the middle, bring it outside, reverse it. Guys up front, man, just gave me so much room to work.
On first down, dump it back to McCoy. He's free. He's at the 40, 30. McCoy, he is going all the way. Touchdown, Shady McCoy.
Another lethargic reaction from unblocked linebacker Stephen Tulloch had allowed LaShawn McCoy to break loose.
Boy, they have gashed the Lions in this second half of the run game, haven't they? I mean, it has been stunning. Stunning.
A lot of times we had guys in good position, and we didn't do a good job making tackles. The first half, we stopped the inside run and forced them to go sideways, and we were in pretty good position. In the second half, we allowed them to run inside, and that was the difference.
Philadelphia offense gaining traction, literally and figuratively.
It's 22-20 with 13 to go.
Detroit was so stout from a run standpoint. I don't know the number, but it may have been like 6 or 7 straight games. They hadn't given up more than 60 yards on the ground. To run the ball like we ran the ball, considering the circumstances, that's the thing I think we're most proud of.
Following the Eagles' third rushing touchdown of the quarter, Detroit moved towards a tying score.
He's got a man, Bell, in the flat. Leaps over defender Joyce Bell.
It wasn't effort or the elements, but miscommunication that produced the game's turning point.
This thing is far from over with 7:40 to go and the Eagles up by 8.
Eagles show a 4-man front. Matthew wasn't ready for the snap, and it goes right by him. He picks it up. No, now he loses it. The Eagles have it. Recovered by Michael Kendricks.
The last snap, that just looked like he wasn't ready for it. That's what happened there. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it.
You changing the play?
No, just a miscommunication, I guess.
Stafford wasn't ready for the snap, and he never could get back on top of it.
I thought that was a critical point of the game. They were up 8, and Joyce made a reception, and we were in pretty good position. And then we fumbled the exchange on the next one when we were motioning the receiver in. So I thought that was a big turning point.
Hey, that's the way to cover it, though, bro. I was standing back there like this. Just saw the ball sitting. Great job. Look like, hey, I mean, it was good. We got the ball.
He was still trying to get his motion guy coming across the field when the ball is snapped right by him.
And at this point, Stafford's got to just fall on the football. Instead, it's Michael Kendricks. This game is crazy.
And it would have been hard to overcome a loss of 12 yards or whatever it was in that situation. You're a player out there. I mean, if he picks that ball up and throws a completion, you say, well, it's a good thing he didn't fall on it.
Matthew Stafford could do nothing but watch as the Eagles iced the game in appropriate fashion.
Polk takes the handoff. Polk up the middle. He's in the clear. At the 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Talk about imposing your will.
227 rush yards in the fourth quarter.
It to Chip Kelly. I think his best coaching job to date because they had to adjust. This doesn't set up for their style of football, but they made it their style.
An offense once derided as college proved to be old school as Philadelphia graduated to the top of the NFC East standings.
Later, the Niners solve Russell Wilson. But up next, Baltimore's fantastic finish. For nearly 58 minutes, the Vikings and Ravens were locked in a low-scoring affair. But with 36 points in the final 125 seconds, fans and a wired-up John Harbaugh witnessed an ending for the ages.
Have a game like that. That was like ridiculous.
Jim, we want to go for it on 4th and 2, right? I think we have to.
In the cold and wet of a Baltimore winter, a game in which points were at a premium turned on its head in historic fashion.
Flacco spreads it out. He's in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Back, Dennis Pitta!
Yeah! Yes, sir!
Baltimore was overjoyed to see Dennis Pitta on the field for the first time this year.
What's he mean to this Baltimore offense? He's a matchup problem for linebackers and safeties, but mostly it's down in the red zone.
Over the past 2 seasons, quarterback Joe Flacco completed 75% of his red zone attempts intended for Pitta, but less than 45% when targeting all other Ravens.
It's great to be back. I was able to kind of get open in some man-to-man coverage, and Joe did a good job of putting the ball on me where I could make a play, and we were able to get what I thought was the game-winning score at the time, but ended up being just one of many.
Way to get it done! Way to get it done!
But Baltimore's advantage lasted only 2 plays.
Castle goes to Gerhardt, sneaky.
Golly, you're
lowers the helmet, 20, inside the 10, touchdown! Tony Gerhardt with a 41-yard touchdown burst, and the Vikings have reclaimed the lead. How about that?
That's only the 3rd rushing touchdown that this Ravens defense has given up. The Raven fans are just staring at each other in amazement.
Entering the game, Toby Gerhardt had just 21 carries. On Sunday, he had 15. The reason for his increased workload? Early in the second quarter, the NFL's reigning MVP, Adrian Peterson, was injured.
Adrian Peterson is writhing in pain.
Never want to see a player injured, a player of this caliber especially.
With less than a minute and a half remaining, Peterson's replacement had given Minnesota a 4-point edge.
Just like that, the pressure returns to the offense.
Hey, Jacoby! Get Jacoby! Get Jacoby!
1:27 left to play. The Ravens trail by 4.
Oh! There's Blair Walsh's pop-up kick. And it is fielded by Jacoby Jones.
Go! Go! Go!
He has only Blair Walsh to beat. He gets by him at the 30, to the 20. Jacoby Jones! Touchdown! Wow! Oh, Jacoby Jones, are you kidding me?
This is insanity! It's not football, it's ping pong!
The Ravens have responded like the champions they are with 1:16 to go.
What are you looking at? He was in bounds. Go ahead. I know you got to look at it. I got you. I saw it the whole way. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's in the hole. I saw it right down the line.
John Harbaugh, now he watched on the scoreboard, and he didn't have to step out of the way either to do it.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Yeah! We're working that all week, man. Worked that all week.
All week in practice, we were working on people kicking that sky kick.
Pop fly to Jacoby Jones. Oh, jeez. The Ravens were ready for the pop fly. He came up and fielded it out, really on the move.
I was so locked in. I was just zoned out like, take this thing back. I just happened to turn and look, and the kicker was short. I was like, oh, snaps. So I just started hauling butt, and thank God I got there in time.
So shock has shifted to jubilation. But we're not done yet, because with 1:16 left, the Vikings are going to get the ball back.
From the moment Adrian Peterson left the game, John Harbaugh recognized the threat posed by the Vikings' other dynamic playmaker, Cordero Patterson, number 84.
Hey, 84 is going to be a big part of this game plan now. All that stuff. Yep.
We're going to start moving him around, find a way to get the ball.
Yep, see if he can break a play, Hey, 84 is going to be moved around. He's going to be the main part of their game plan now, all right? 84.
Castle takes the snap, whips it out to Cordero Patterson to the right side, gets a great block from Matt Asiata, and Cordero gets loose at the 40 to the Ravens 50. He's gone! Patterson is gone! Wow! What a fourth quarter! It's a 79-yard screen pass touchdown.
How many more emotional swings can this team take today?
When you score to take a lead, you definitely get really high, and I don't know how low you get. You kind of you're in just complete shock. Rather than get low, you kind of get pissed. Like, are you kidding me? How did this happen?
You couldn't even really get emotional. It was too confusing. You'd be like, touchdown. You'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, whoa. Touchdown. Like, yeah. Whoa. You know what? Hold up. Let's just slow this down. As long as we got the ball last, we all right.
Is this league crazy or what? You ever seen a league like this? The whole season has been just crazy. I guess that's why people love it. Let's make some plays, all right? Let's make some plays, all right? Make some plays, win us a game. Let's go.
Joe Flacco has 17 fourth-quarter comebacks in his career, and with 45 seconds and 2 timeouts, he'll have an opportunity.
Wow, what a fun Sunday.
Mother of pearl, I am strapped in, ready to go.
Flacco lost it down the middle. Marlon Brown makes a catch, and he's got it at the Viking 49-yard line. He'll be taken down there.
That's football. You get the ebbs and flows, and it was a crazy fourth quarter. I don't think that you can put into words how you feel after a game like this. Just to kind of feel it slip out of your fingers in that last, minute of the ball game.
18 seconds left. Second and 10 from the Viking 27. Flacco to throw. Looks right, nothing there. He runs to the right. Throws, complete. Pitta has it, lunges forward, gets inside the 10-yard line. He's down to the 8.
Time out.
First and goal from the 9. 10 seconds left. Flacco to throw, fires to the end zone, and it's caught. Marlon Brown is he in bounds, waiting for a signal. Touchdown, Marlon
Brown! After I caught it and I got up and I looked and I see my feet drag, and I was like, oh yeah, man. It was cover 2, and I just kind of stepped my guy, and it was a great ball by Joe.
2 minutes, 5 seconds, 36 points. the most scored in that span in 50 years. It was the first game in NFL history with 5 go-ahead touchdowns in the final 2.5 minutes.
One of the most exciting fourth quarters in the history of the National Football League goes the way of the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, game's over. Will we ever see another game like that again? I think that was about the best team win a team could ever have. I hope people see, the greatness of sports in a game like this and what it can mean, to all of us. So that was a great fight, and I think it's one we'll all remember.
Coming up, Greg Schiano mic'd up against the Bills.
What a catch.
But straight ahead, rivals clash in San Francisco. Welcome back to NFL Turning Point, presented by Chevrolet. A 29-3 victory over the Niners back in Week 2. The Seahawks defense sacked Colin Kaepernick 3 times and picked him off 3 times. But in the Week 14 rematch, it was the San Francisco D that set the tone early.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Candlestick Park. It's the 11-1 Seahawks against their hated rivals here in the Bay Area, the 8-4 49ers.
This is what I love. One of the most hostile environments in the NFL because of the rivalry. But we don't give a damn about that. The Seahawks will come in and do what we do. We feed off of this.
The word big don't even express how big this game is. Right at stake.
I do think it's the best rivalry in football right now. These two teams do not like each other. This will be a physical, old-fashioned football game here today.
We gonna make it hard. Let's do what we do. One play at a time. Hey, we owe them, man. We owe them. Twice we played them. They beat us. It's your best. Simple as that. Your best, our standard, our style, our way. We want to go somewhere. We gotta do it today. We gotta do it today.
In a battle between 2 of the league's most physical defenses. It was the 49ers who fired the first shot.
5-man rush. Wilson scramble, going to get away to the right, being chased from behind. And it's going to get hit, fumbles the ball, but it will go out of bounds. Wilson got crushed in the right flat.
LeVar Bowman, he's in the middle. He's basically spying on Russell Wilson, and as soon as Wilson gets outside the pocket, he's able to come in and make a play, but an outstanding stop.
About 53. Yeah, that's not good.
Do you feel like your big hit on him in the first quarter kind of set the tone?
If he wasn't ready, I think he got ready after it.
Great play by Navarro Bowman. He understands that Russell Wilson scrambles to throw, not to run. And a lot of defenders will start to break down thinking that he's going to try and run the ball. Navarro just kept coming, expecting him to throw the ball and made the play.
He's a pocket passer, but a scrambler. When a play doesn't work and he scrambles, they make a lot of plays, So the focus was on Russell Wilson to keep him in the cage.
In their Week 2 matchup, the 49ers saw firsthand how dangerous an uncaged Russell Wilson can be.
Wilson steps up now, throws one down the field. Baldwin is there, and he's got it down near the 20 before Dante Whitner brings him down. The Russell Wilson magic on 3rd and 12, the escapability.
Alden Smith and Justin Smith. Russell Wilson splits both of these guys, and it looks like he's going to take off trying to run it, but we know he is scrambling to look down the field and throw the ball.
Containing number 3 is tough. Every team in the National Football League goes into the football game saying we have to maintain integrity in our rush lanes, but somehow some guys end up getting out of their lane. He ended up finding it. He ended up getting outside the pocket and making playground throws down the football field, and they become big plays.
There are not too many quarterbacks in football that can make the throw that you just saw. Russell Wilson just continues to amaze me.
On Sunday, the 49ers focused on maintaining their rush lanes, which forced Wilson to stay in the pocket and make short, quick throws.
They've been doing a very good job on the passes of keeping contained on him.
Today we did a good job of taking away that playground football, making him get the ball out quick.
When blitzing, they use stunts and twists to allow the defensive end to stay wide and keep contained.
Their big thing is to try and keep him in the pocket because he makes so many big plays outside the pocket.
And when Wilson did break the pocket, the 49ers' strategy was to get pressure in his face as quickly as possible.
There was that guy again, Navarro Bowman, right in his face as he was throwing that football, rolling out of the pocket to the right. He had to let that go or he would have took another big hit from Navarro.
With the 49ers concentrating on Wilson, Marshawn Lynch took advantage.
Wilson under center, will hand it to Lynch again. Nice cutback to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Seattle.
Because the 49ers are concerned about Russell Wilson getting outside, Ahmad Brooks comes up the field to try to contain Russell Wilson. That's what creates that cutback lane then for Marshawn Lynch.
Can we go get it? Can we go get it now? Can we stop playing and can we go get it? Thank you.
This is the same thing right now.
Russell Wilson was uncharacteristically inaccurate on Sunday, completing just 2 of 8 passes that traveled at least 10 yards in the air. But the 2 he did complete, both to tight end Luke Wilson, accounted for 68 of his 199 passing yards.
Luke Wilson just outran Patrick Willis, and that's one thing Luke Wilson can do. He can really run for a big guy.
Luke did well. Made some good plays. Luke's shown us this ability to catch and run. He's fast.
Wilson under center. Play fake. Wilson stops. Looks. Fires. Got a man. Luke Wilson on the crossing route. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Seahawks. Woo!
On the play, both linebacker Patrick Willis and safety Eric Reed bit on the play-action fake, leaving a huge hole in the middle of the field.
Wilson was just running clean across the field. There's no one there. By the time they recognized what was happening, it was too late.
Luke Wilson on a crossing route from 39 out, and the Seahawks go back on top.
Up next, the play that turned the game for the Niners.
Somebody had to make a play.
Early on, the Seahawks were all smiles. The 49ers, not so much. In the first quarter, All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman didn't see a ball thrown his way. Before the game, he predicted Seattle would dominate San Francisco for the 3rd straight time.
We prepared for this. The hardest practice we ever had. It's more competitive than this game gonna be. We the best. You go against the best every day. Play like it. This is all. This is nothing. This is a glorified practice. Stand up. I like that.
With apologies to Allen Iverson, we are talking about a game, not practice. And unlike the last game against their division rivals, the Seahawks face newly recovered top receiver, Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree makes a leaping catch. Welcome back for Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree's return opened things up for number 81, Anquan Boldin. In Week 2 at Seattle, Boldin was Colin Kaepernick's number 1 target, but caught only 1 pass.
Anquan Boldin, boy, he has been shut out.
The last time you guys played him, you locked up on Anquan most of the game. Can you do that now with Crabtree being back? Or?
I don't think it makes a difference in that respect.
Kaepernick back flush to his right. Gonna run, gonna throw it down the near side. A leaping drive, and a great catch by Boldin. Anquan Boldin won the fight against Richard Sherman.
Today, with having Crab back, we got different looks. And it was allowing me to go one-on-one with certain guys.
Boldin jawing now at Sherman.
If guys want to pretend to be tough, I look forward to it. Talking, that's just what they do. I let my play speak for itself.
This is a team that you want to beat. They talk so much, and to me, it's just, you just have to beat them.
On Sunday, Seattle keyed on Crabtree, leaving plenty of one-on-one coverage for Boldin and tight end Vernon Davis.
snap, looking, throws a middle shot, caught by Vernon Davis. Touchdown 49ers.
Vernon Davis lines up. No one's over him on the line of scrimmage, so they don't touch him at all. You push everyone else up the field, and you let him run a crossing route, and Vernon fights his way into the end zone.
Hey, good job. Hey, that's big time.
Here comes the rush. Kaepernick is going to go down. Fucking heat. Way to bring the freaking heat. Oh!
The Seahawks are an aggressive defense. When you have an all-pro safety like Earl Thomas, you can afford to be.
They basically play a 6-2 defense up front every play, and yet they get away with it. And a big reason why is their free safety, Earl Thomas. He makes that whole thing go.
To beat this defense, 49ers offensive coordinator Greg Roman would need to dig deep in his playbook. He would need to find a way to use the Seahawks' aggressiveness against them. He would need the game's turning point. Behind Frank Gore, the 49ers are a smash-mouth running team. Their bread and butter is the power run that features a backside guard pulling towards Gore's running lane. It's Earl Thomas's job to read the pulling guard. On one of the few explosive runs the 49ers had, Gore saw Thomas commit to his right, so he cut back to the left.
Frank Gore has been frustrated. He has not run the ball as effectively as he's accustomed to, not as good as what these 49ers are accustomed to running the ball either.
Yeah, it's just kind of the way, the running game goes. You see runs that go for 2-3 yards in the beginning of the game, and they start turning.
4.5 to play in the game. Seattle up by a point.
Kaepernick under center now from the 31-yard line, and Kaepernick will give to Gore, stretch one to left of the room. 35, Gore comes back, 40, Gore in the open 50. It's a foot race. 40, 30, 20, and he falls down at the 18.
Smart play by Frank. Running to his left, cuts all the way back across the field. Earl Thomas overruns him, and now it's just a foot race.
I kind of knew that 29 was going, he's so fast. I kind of knew he was going to overrun it. So I kind of set him outside and then broke him back in because he's so aggressive.
And that was just a run that we've had in for a while and finally got the look that we really wanted to have. This is a great cutback by Frank.
On Gore's 51-yard run, Seattle again stacked the line of scrimmage. So Greg Roman put some spice on his bread-and-butter play. Instead of having the backside guard pull towards Gore's lane, he had frontside guard Adam Snyder seal Seattle linebacker Bruce Irvin. This made Earl Thomas react more quickly, or in this case, overreact.
Giro had been saving that call in his back pocket and picked the exact right time to call it.
Another first down would allow San Francisco to bleed the clock before attempting a game-clinching field goal. To get it, Roman went back to a play he used when the 49ers trailed the Saints late in a 2011 playoff game. A designed quarterback run by Alex Smith became a huge third down conversion. The key block on the play came from the wide receiver.
Here it is 17-16 Seattle. The 49ers have a 3rd and 7. They can convert here. They would have a great chance to really melt the clock. Seattle rushes 4. Kaepernick's going to run a design run to the left. Kaepernick cuts it back to the 15. Kaepernick's the 10. He dives forward. He got a first down.
That is a great call. You get a great block outside, and the cap saw the line.
Phil Dawson to try and give the 49ers the lead. Snap good. Ball down. Kick is good.
Against one of the best defenses in the league, when they had to get a drive, they did.
Jim, you've been a part of some great rivalries in your coaching and playing career. How much do you enjoy this one with the Seahawks?
I enjoy it. Not the word I would use, but feels like you go to the dentist chair and 3.5 hours of getting root canal worked on you. These games are only for the tough.
Hey, congratulations! Hey, reminds me right now of that Nelson Mandela quote. Difficulties break some men and make others. Why don't you give yourselves a high five? Give yourselves a high five.
Next on NFL Turning Point, Bucs head coach Greg Schiano wired for sound.
No! That's a hole! He's holding it!
Welcome back to NFL Turning Point, presented by Chevrolet. Since Week 10, the Buccaneers are 4-1 with wins over playoff contenders like the Lions and Dolphins. The man credited with the turnaround, head coach Greg Schiano, was wired for the team's Week 14 victory over Buffalo.
Hey, Bobby Rennie. Trust your eyes, right? I got two things. Trust your eyes and chin. That's all I got. Rest is you and God, right? Yeah. Let's go. Let the bad ones die and let the good ones eat, right? Let's go. I think 43 is ready, though. Let's let him eat for a little bit.
Lennon turns and hands it off. Rainey stops and starts in the backfield, breaks loose, gets away from a tackle from Alonso. Rainey at midfield at the Buffalo 40.
That could score, guys.
Rainey's got plenty of real estate. 10, one final move, and he's in.
Great job, man. Great job. There we go. All right, way to go, fellas. Way to go. That's going to start us off. Let's go.
We ignite this crowd with an 80-yard touchdown run on the second play from scrimmage.
And they were pressed in corner, you know.
Nominate your school for community center.
Right. They lose all depth to their defense with the press, you know.
In this case, Buffalo was in press man coverage. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore followed receiver Russell Shepard, taking himself out of the play, while defensive tackle Kyle Williams pushed too far upfield, creating a natural cutback lane for Bobby Rainey. Rainey's quick change of direction left linebacker Kiko Alonso out of position to make the tackle.
We knew they were going to play a lot of press coverage. That's what they do. So if you can get it to the second level, you know, it's a foot race. I didn't know if he was going to outrun everybody. You know, I haven't seen him in that position. I was really pleased to see that. So, you know, again, our running back depth keeps looking better and better, and that's exciting. Great start. Let's make sure they understand it's one play, you know what I mean?
Sort of a knuckleball thing. Fair catch call. It's Moff to the 20. Bucs diving on the football. Oh! Bucs are still in business, leading 17-3.
We need a touchdown, fellas. Let's go.
Bucs hit the Buffalo 20. Glennon standing in, fires, looking for Jackson down on the 5. It is intercepted. Stephon Gilmore picks it off.
Come on, Mike. You can't leave that one short. Now, come here. That one is 2 feet over the Pirates' head, right, over the flag. When you leave it short like that, now you're putting somebody else in play, right? My guy or no guy. Let's go. Do your job. What do I always say? Do your what? Job. That's all you got to do. If you'll just do your job, you'll play in this league for 15 years. Play your game. Your game is details. Your game is outworking them. Yes, sir. Right? Go back to the grind right now. Yes, sir. Tackle through the ground, right? Tackle through the ground, fellas. We got to tackle through the ground. You got me?
Manuel flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his left, throwing to his left. It's caught. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Buccaneers. We've got the ball and running to the 40.
Scoring the touchdown.
Tackle from behind to the 12-yard line. And that is the 5th turnover by the Bills today.
One thing, once you pick up a man, deny him the ball with your eyes. You know what I mean? Remember this, though. Eye discipline. Put your eyes where they're supposed to be. On every block, every movement, every pass rush, you got to beat the man in front of you before you can make the play, all right?
In the run game, the Bucs needed to keep their eyes on C.J. Spiller. On this play, both Gerald McCoy and Adrian Claiborne were focused on the ball carrier while engaging their blockers. That awareness allowed Tampa Bay to hold the dynamic Spiller to just 22 yards on 11 carries.
Everybody knew what it would take to win this game, and everybody played discipline with their eyes, and it just gave great effort.
Even though 93 makes that tackle for a loss there, he's getting his ass held around the neck, you know? He had him wrapped around the neck. That guard is going to have, both those guards are going to have trouble with 93 all day. You got to watch. Most people do. Yeah, it's true.
Of course, Spiller is known to cause trouble of his own. Number 28 used his great vision to break free on a screen pass, but his 83-yard touchdown didn't hold.
No! That's a hold! He's holding up!
Spiller, and he may go. Marker thrown. They won't
when CJ went past him, he had him a little bit.
It's way to bring it today, man. Way to bring it.
Tampa Bay got 7 yards of offense in the second half today. 7. And they win by 21 points. Ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
And we got a heck of a team coming to town, all right? And we're going to get them. But we're going to have to get it because we paid the rent every day, and you get to own it for a couple hours. And then tomorrow we got to start paying the rent again. Everybody straight? Yes, sir. Damn proud of you. Let's get it up here.
Thanks for watching this week's NFL Turning Point, and be sure to tune in for Bengals at Steelers on Sunday Night Football on NBC. And you can catch the next episode of NFL Turning Point Wednesday night on NBCSN. From all of us at NBC and NFL Films, good night.